Welcome to Real Inside Sales Talk, Episode 9 with Mark and Jason. Jason, how you doing?
I'm wonderful, Mark. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, thanks, man. I got to sleep a lot today. I took the first Saturday off I haven't done in a long time.
Really?
You know, I worked so hard this week and I had a great week. You know, I treated myself to sleeping into 7:48.
Holy cow, 7:48.
Yeah, 7:48. My phone rang and he goes, Mark, where are you?
Right.
I'm sleeping in. It's my day off. I earned it. Oh, well, we got some leads that we need to call. They're selling their house.
Really?
And I'm like, gotta get out of bed. All right, I'm listening. Did I wake you up? Yeah.
Right. So you kind of got an early rise, and that was from your boss, give you a call and said, Mark, what are you doing? You're sleeping.
Actually, wasn't even a boss. We don't really have bosses in real estate. We're all more or less partners, but I mean, at the end of the day, anywho, he's a partner. He called me up and he's like, it's not like you to not be calling at 8 a.m. on Saturday. I'm like, well, I usually start calling at 9 on Saturday. I just get prepped at 8.
Right, exactly, exactly. Cool.
Because I know if I got a phone call at 8 o'clock, probably would want to buy the product unless it was a really good product.
Right, on a Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, you don't want to hit them too early.
Oh,
you get right time, right if they've had some coffee, some little bit of bacon, some eggs. So you started this morning at 7:48.
7:48. I had this lead that came in. It was like $225,000 for a house. Called it, got it set up, and I made $100 in about a 10-minute phone call.
$100?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Isn't that easy, man? $100 for you in 10 minutes. See, so it was worth getting out of bed and going in the office this morning.
It's worth getting out of bed and think about it. What if I turned off my phone last night? I would have missed that opportunity.
You would have.
Yeah, and I went to bed at like 12:30 last night. So the last thing I'm thinking of was waking up at 7:48, running out to the garage, turning on my computer, pulling up the MLS and doing my thing. But hey, but because my body is so accustomed to doing it, I've built a reputation over the last 3 years. The succession is there. I just wake up and I go on autopilot and I do it. And being in sales, autopilot isn't always the best.
No,
but if you
not always.
Not always. But if you have your standard operating procedures down, it makes everything that much easier.
Well, it does, Mark, and I'm glad you mentioned that. And that's that's what we like to do here. On Saturdays, not everybody works Saturdays, depending on what sales industry you're in. But yeah, exactly. But then again, I mean, dude, it was, all worth it. Even because did you have plans to take the day off?
Yeah, my plan was completely to lay in bed, play some PlayStation 4 with my son, and hang out with my daughter and go swimming.
Really? And so, but you ended up making $100. Did you make any more?
To be determined.
Oh, good.
It really depends. We're going to have to see if everyone works good with each other.
Good.
If it's someone that I feel I can work with and they're going to work with me and they're going to be making this transition on both sides easy for everyone.
Right.
And I want to work with them and make as much money as possible. And that's another thing in sales. When something comes your way, don't turn it down.
No.
Like whenever I get an incoming call, I have to answer it because if I don't, I could be missing $5,000.
Well, every time when I'm always around salespeople and the phone rings, I always say that's money. That's money calling you. Mm-hmm. So, folks, welcome to episode 9 of Real Inside Sales Talk with Mark and Jason, where we want to appreciate and thank all the people out there listening to our show. Mark, it's exciting.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, hey, I love the feedback.
Yeah, we've got a lot of ISAs all across the globe, actually, that are listening. Mark, shout out to you in the Philippines. We have some friends up in Washington, up in Kansas City, Chicago. Jason, by the way, how was your day?
My day was quite productive, Mark. I have to tell you that. And weekends sometimes are hit and miss with me. It just depends on, what the project sheet says. But today I actually started early today. So I woke up at like 8:30, which is odd for me because I'm second shift, dude. I'm night shift.
Yeah.
So my day was spent doing a lot of productive things. There's a very special job, very unique job, very special customer that we have that I've been kind of taking a hands-on approach to. So I've been doing a lot of that myself. It's not that I don't trust anybody. We just don't have anybody who's good enough at it. And then secondly, I really want to get more business from this client. So I've been like doubling down on what I've been doing for my company to make sure that we grow this client because they're a gold mine, dude. They're huge. They're huge. So, just to let you know, I did have a productive day today. Enjoyable day, a lot of fun. Looking forward to coming in and doing the show with you tonight. And Mark, our week was good, wasn't it? We had a good week.
Very successful.
Good week.
We both worked hard. We're going to go ahead and jump into topic number 1 right now.
Yeah.
How to be a successful sales supervisor.
Yes.
And whenever it comes to sales supervising, you need to know the product. If you don't know your product, you're not going to be successful in training others on how to sell it. 2, you need to know your audience, and you need to know how you're going to attract customers, because if you don't know how to attract the audience, and you don't know how to engage your clients, you're not going to be a successful A, salesperson, and B, you can't train someone to do something if you can't do it, so you won't be a successful sales team leader.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of important facets when you're a sales supervisor, because one, you've got to bring a lot to the table. You've got to hold people accountable. You've got to be able to motivate people. You've got to find out what motivates your sales team. You've got to be able to evaluate individuals. Our last episode, we were talking about DISC profiles, Mark. That's important.
Yeah, problems, people, pace, procedure. What type of person is this? Is this the representative that's going to come in and just cut me some BS that I have to roll with because they at least show up? Or is this a rep that I highly respect because they're 100% honest with me, and whenever they do call in, it's because they're legitimately sick and they're not just bypassing.
Well, and
and
that's the thing is I even had this happen this week with one of the employees I managed that called in like last minute. I mean, just like the last minute. And I was able to, I have another employee who's a great employee, great enthusiasm, never complains, doesn't have a bad word to say about anything or anybody. Called him real quick and said, hey, can you jump on this for me? Because I'm tied up here. He was like, yeah, no problem. I will do it. And you got to love that when employees are enthusiastic about being able to do their job, because you go in the call center and you say, all right, people, we got calls to make. Let's get after it. You don't want to hear everybody like, oh, here they come again.
Who's ready to make some money?
Exactly.
Yeah. Who's got coffee? Yeah. Who's going to make a sale? Yeah. First person to make a sale gets an extra $50. Yeah. Are you not pumped up yet? Okay. The first 5 people to make the first 5 sales get $100. Yeah. Get on the phones. Go.
Exactly. You got to have that enthusiasm, that cheerleading.
Everyone who's like hungover at that point or like, I don't want to fucking be here. They're like, $100 extra. Fuck yeah. Let's get on the phones. I mean, seriously.
No shit.
Yeah, I had a great manager when I sold timeshare. His name was Chris. Whenever the 15-minute pump up session was done, I just wanted to get on the phones and just like impress and do the best I could. I mean, the guy's a madman, but he could get people motivated.
Well, he could. And you know what I used to do when I was, I used to round everybody up to do morning power-ups. And sometimes that was like pulling teeth with people, because you found out kind of who the serious people were, and then you found the people who were just like, I'm in here to get a check, man.
And that's another question. Do we want to weed those people out quickly, or do we want to turn them into another job, like maybe customer service?
Right.
Is there another job other than sales that they might do really well in? Data entry, delivery, anything for the business. Just because they don't work out in the sales field doesn't mean that they're necessarily a bad employee. Mm-hmm. It's just not the right job for them. You have to remember that they're a human being too. Right. It's not hire and fire. It's hire, educate, and help people grow.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think a sales manager should have experience in sales?
Absolutely.
Like direct sales, absolutely direct sales.
I would say that every type of sales manager needs to go through a trial period of 90 days. Here's what our expectations are. Okay. We understand that your approach is different than the approaches that we use here. Okay. So why don't we see if your outside approach is going to bring some positive influence to the business? And after 90 days, after what we've coached you on and what we've trained and seen you do, after you've incorporated what we have into what you have, let's see if that sales role is actually the best for you. I'm really big on people earning it, because I've had so many sales supervisors who didn't deserve to be there.
Right. Well, I understand. Let me just play devil's advocate here. So you think that a sales manager should be mandatory that they have sales experience?
Well, yeah, and that's at that point, at 90 days, that's when you go in and use it as leverage. Okay. That's when you're going to ask for a bigger salary. Like, for example, I've been on the phones for 13 years, okay? Right. Yeah, if I really wanted to, I could get a management position or a high-level entry position. Right. I know my script's enough to convince people to hire.
You could be your management material, Mark. Let's take a sports analogy. You've got a lot of coaches in all levels of sports that barely ever hit a ball, made a basket, anything like that. And some of them are extremely successful.
Yeah.
Extremely successful.
And I think that's where it comes down to knowing your product and what you're selling. What works in one area might not work in the other. So the advice I'm giving now, it might work great for this corporation or this business, but for this business and corporation over here, it might not. And that's why the best way to have a good idea is to talk to a whole bunch of knowledgeable people.
Right.
That's why you want to interview people that have experience. And like, for example, telemarketing, let's say you come to me, you said, hey, I've been on the phones for 10 years. My goal is to run the call center. I want 200 people to be below me. Okay, great.
Right.
I know you have the experience. Let's hang out a little bit outside of work, see what you're really like. Let's see if you're really the type of management material we're looking for. We want to get to know you on a personal level and a business level, because if you're really serious about being here, we want you here for 20 plus years. We don't want you here for a year, 5 years.
Folks, let me tell you about becoming a subscriber to Real Inside Sales Talk with Mark and Jason, and becoming a supporting listener of our show. For $5 a month, you can get a half an hour coaching call on Skype one time. And right now we're running a special. We are doubling the amount of coaching call time that we're giving every subscriber of ours. So for $5 a month, if you subscribe, become a supporting listener, you're going to get a 1 hour coaching call on Skype for $5 a month. For $10 a month, you're going to get a 2 hour coaching call, and we can break that up over a couple of different segments for you. And if you subscribe at $25 a month, you're going to get 2 hours of coaching per quarter. That's 2 hours every 3 months that you're going to get from Mark and Jason. Way to grow your business. You're a new agent out there starting out, need some help, need a kickstart. You need somebody to keep you on track, help you hold you accountable. Everybody needs it. That's what Mark and Jason are here for. That's why we do Real Inside Sales Talk. You'll also become a part of our supporting secret Facebook group. Our secret Facebook group allows you to interact with Mark and I directly, see a lot of our live one-on-one videos that we do, as well as talk to us directly and get tips to handle those objections, handle those rough days, or even celebrate those successful days that we know you're going to have out there. So again, for $5 a month, get an hour of coaching call time on Skype with Mark and Jason. $10 a month, get 2 hours of coaching time. And for $25 a month, get a total of 8 hours of coaching time for a whole year. It's a great gift to give for Christmas, people, so start thinking about it. Let's market Real Inside Sales Talk with Mark and Jason, realinsidesalestalk.com, and find us at facebook.com/realisatalk. So Mark, I want to just jump back in here again about what's making a great sales, what's making a great sales supervisor. The thing I had mentioned when I was playing devil's advocate that you don't necessarily, I don't necessarily agree like 100% that you have to have sales, like hands-on direct sales experience to be a good sales coach. Now, like I say, I'm inclined to agree, but I don't like 100% agree. Yeah, right. I mean, if you can understand, and this is for people out there who. This is going to help you with sales, because it's not that you have to be like a super extrovert, super like, oh, let's connect. If you just as a basis, Mark, understand what people's motivation is, what they just kind of want in the immediate near future, you're going to be able to solve that problem for them every time. And so you're not going so much for, okay, I've got to figure out, D-type personality, I-type personality, S-type, C-type personality.
Yeah.
This type. I mean, there are people who are able out there that have a gift, and you can cut through, and you can just tell people's motivation.
Oh yeah, I didn't even learn about disc profiles until I got into real estate about 4 years ago. And like when I was doing some management stuff at Expedia, I'd never heard of disc profiles, but there was always reps that I had to train that either A, didn't give a crap about the job, B, wouldn't try, C, would claim they're trying but it's not working, or D, other. And it's like, okay, you have to be okay with turning in burning employees if they're not going to work out because they don't want to put in the effort. But if someone's putting in the effort in your sales department and you can tell they're actually trying and they're still failing, well, maybe they need to just try another position in the company.
Well, you make a great point there, because I run into that quite a bit too. I've got a lot of employees who just with a little bit of nudge, a little bit of motivation, just a little bit of, say, positive reinforcement, because a lot of people don't get that nowadays.
No.
With a lot of positive reinforcement, if a little positive reinforcement goes a long ways. And I've got 3 employees I could name for you that, as I've worked with them over the last 6-9 months, I've seen them be able to be, one, more disciplined, be a better employee, also taking a look at their future and their opportunities, because I'm saying, look, you need to develop more skill. whatever skills that you have, enhance those. Find a new skill, learn a new trade. I mean, they're young, and so you've got a lot of opportunities to find, different things that you want to do that really grab your interest like that. So a sales supervisor can bring something like that to the table, where if they really understand the psychology of people and understand what motivates people, what gets people going, hold them accountable, and you can have a great sales supervisor in the mix without necessarily knowing how to do the hands-on direct sales that you and I are used to doing.
Absolutely. And I've had some really good sales coaches and sales team leaders over the past, and sometimes I'll reach back out to them. Hey, you were such a big influence on my sales career.
Yep.
I just want to thank you for being so influential on me and helping me grow. You didn't realize what you were doing for me then, and I didn't realize what you're doing for me then, but I look back at it now and I'm everlasting thankful.
Oh yeah.
I'm forever thankful.
Oh yeah, we've always got those mentors in our life who
By the way, I might have what's your approach to this?
Right.
Like I know you have no idea how this works, but what would you do? Just here, because they might say something that you're like, oh my gosh, this person's a genius, and you're like, thank you, and then you go into work the next day, and then you implement the plan, and you're like,
oh yeah, it's working now.
Yeah, and you get excited.
Well, Mark, and that's just all about it. People out there that manage sales teams, I mean, you've got a lot on your plate. You've got a lot to hold accountable, no matter what industry you're in. I mean, it
depends. It depends on it depends on the industry, and I should have said that up front. Me, I'm a stats guy, okay, right. But I'm also a money where your mouth is guy. And,
right.
And speaking of technology, I use some really awesome headsets.
And we're going to tell you about those headsets in just a second after a word from our sponsor.
David Johnson at Team Real Estate. He has a guarantee. If he doesn't sell your house, he'll buy it. Does your realtor cut you a check if they don't sell your house? Call David Johnson at Team Real Estate. 319-1000. 319-1000. David Johnson. The we buy it if we don't sell it guarantee. Team Real Estate. www.teamrespringfield.com. David Johnson, 319 David Johnson, Team Real Estate, Springfield, Missouri. Now, back to the episode.
Okay, Mark, in this segment with our listeners, we've got a lot of new listeners out there. We've got a lot of new salespeople out there. We've got a lot of veteran salespeople out there that listen. One thing that I want every good salesperson, the one piece of equipment that every salesperson has, what would you guess that would be? What's like the number one piece of equipment they have?
Well, probably their phone and headset.
Yeah, phone and headset. You're exactly right. You won, Mark.
Yes!
You won the quiz. Okay, folks, so headsets. Let's talk about headsets. As a salesperson, you have especially depending on, again, the setting that you're working in. If you're in a call center, you're in real estate, you're an independent business owner, or if you're out there pitching every day, the phone you use, the headset you use, the clarity that you need, the dependability that you need is a priority, so those calls don't get dropped, you don't get any breakup, you are able to have a clear, concise conversation with your prospect out there. And so here at Real Inside Sales Talk with Mark and Jason, we want to give you some recommendations on some headsets to find. You can also find a post on our website at realinsidesalestalk.com that we talk about headsets and choosing which headset is the best headset for you to use in your job. So, Mark, let's say first thing. Let me ask you this question about headsets. Do you use a tethered or untethered headset?
Yeah, I use an untethered headset. I can walk around. I can jump up and down. I can look at different things and help keep call control. Right. I notice if I'm not staring at the screen and freaking out, if I'm just walking around and just like pretending I'm doing something, like just whatever, I just sound more real.
Well, and that also keeps your energy up, keeps you focused on the call, and keeps you doing what you're doing. Because especially with guys, we talk better when we seem like we're occupied. Yeah. And so that works there. And so now, is your phone connected do you use your personal phone for dials, or does the office have a phone that you use?
So I've got two phone numbers which are attached to an office phone plus my personal cell phone, and my office phone always forwards to my cell phone. Like, for example, one line is Kansas City, one line is Springfield. Cool. So it doesn't matter where I'm at the office. As long as I get a call and my headset's on, I can just hit a button, boom, and I can start talking.
You can start talking to people. So if you were, now, have you always used that type of headset? I mean, take me through, you've been in telemarketing for since you were, in diapers or whatever.
17 and a half, 18,
came out of the womb like calling people.
Well, when I started selling timeshare, all of our headsets were connected to a workstation. So whenever I sold timeshare for 3 years, everything was connected. And then when you ring the bell and turn the phone call over to bring in the closer, if you weren't good enough, it'd be on.
Right.
And then after timeshare, I went to technical support for Hewlett Packard, which was really great.
Right.
Sales too. Their headsets were tethered. They connected to a USB port in the back of a computer. Expedia was also connected to a USB port in the computer, and now in real estate, like I said, it goes to my phone system or my cell phone. It can connect either way,
and so right now you're using a brand. I've used Plantronics, but I've never used Sennheiser or Leitner.
Oh my gosh, Sennheiser and Leitner are awesome. If you have the Jive phone system, which is great for a lot of sales businesses, like I said, someone can call me on my Springfield line. It's going to forward to my cell phone, and my cell phone plus my office phone can go straight into my earpiece, which is great.
Oh, that's nice. And they're, that's the thing, you pay for quality, certainly with these
really
headphones.
Clear. Yeah, it's really clear. No one's cutting out and saying, hey, what? And the battery life is great too.
Well, exactly. And that's one thing that's I was about to bring up is like battery life, man. Because if you use like a Bluetooth headset that's untethered, how much battery life does that thing have on there? If you're banging away at the phone for 12 hours a day, you're going to need to recharge that thing at some point.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to have to say at least 4 hours. I am always guilty of putting my headset on the charger at break time. So, no, seriously. So I'll use it for 2.5 hours straight, maybe 3 hours straight. I'll throw it on the charger for 20 minutes, come back, use it for another hour and a half. Put it on the charger for an hour lunch, come back, work for 2 hours, throw it on the charger for another 20, 15 minutes. And then come back, work for another hour, 2, 3, and go home.
Now, which headphone is the best one to be able to throw up against the wall and it survive a hurtling destruction like that, being just pounded up against the cubicle?
So honestly, neither. Absolutely neither. These headsets are expensive, and the fact that these headsets are expensive is because they integrate with so many great Office phones and Office phone softwares.
Good point. You got to integrate that stuff.
And when you see the bill and you know how expensive it is, it's like, man, I'd just like to slam something, but not this.
Yeah, I know. And sales supervisor might not like you throwing the headphone up against the headset.
Well, that too. And you know what? I look cool in them. I think I look cool.
Do you really?
I always look busy.
Well, when you do have a headset on, you do kind of give that impression.
Yeah, you're like, hey, what?
I'm important, man. I'm important. I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm talking to people here.
Yeah.
So would you go? Which would you rate which would you rather have? We're doing versus one versus the other. Clarity versus durability. What are you picking?
Well, durability. Because
durability.
If your product can't survive the worst BS that can happen to it, then it's not going to survive anything else.
Well, no, it's actually not. And I was thinking about this, clarity versus durability, because you think about it. You got a lot of gunk in it. Gets dusty, dirty. Got to blow the thing out.
Yeah, you're always picking up your headset. You're putting it down, putting it on, taking it on and off the charger.
But I would take a clear sounding headphone over one that gets a little bit more dirt in it, because I don't mind cleaning it.
I thought you said durability, like how hard they are, like how strong they are.
Well, I would say, just to keep the dirt and stuff from getting out of it.
Like on one of them, I can just disconnect it from my headset piece and just go boom and just put it on the charger and it's good. Not like as hard as I can, but like
right.
I'm always taking it on and off. So like 5 times a day, I'm going
bam, bam.
Not seriously as hard as I can, but
no,
what's really important is both. If you want clarity and you want durability, because if your headset is gonna be on and off your head and on and off the desk and on and off the charger, there's going to be that time that it accidentally slips out of your hand when you least expect it. You don't want it to break, and then you have to go out and buy another headset.
Now, have you used many Bluetooth headsets?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
And I think these are Bluetooth.
The Plantronics ones?
Yeah.
That you've got?
I'm 99% sure that they are Bluetooth.
Okay. Makes sense. Well, Bluetooth, you need that for that cordless, a bit untethered.
And they have like this special base, and I think that it projects like a larger range
of them and everything. Yeah.
We're
talking about headphones here, folks. So when you go out there and you're first starting to buy one, you can spend a lot of money on one. There's a lot of great budget headphones out there. Jabra, Plantronics, it's MPAL, I think is who it is, makes a good headset.
Sony even makes some good headsets as well.
So, if you take a look at our RealInsideSalesTalk.com website, we've got a post up there that recommends a few headsets. Also, you click on the Amazon link, and it'll take you to Amazon.com, where you can find a whole list of headsets. You also use our affiliate link there at Amazon, and you'll help support the show by buying product there from Amazon. So we've got, there's some low-end headsets out there.
Yeah, there's some good $20, $30 set, $50 sets. When it comes to me personally shopping for a headset, if I'm going to plan on using that headset for the next 5 years, I'm going to spend $60.
Well, you are, and you're going to make that investment in that. Because that's, again, what are you setting up? Are you setting up a call center? Is this just for yourself? Are you wanting something dependable and reliable that'll last a long time around the phone? Because
and I might want all that. Plus, I can write it off as a business expense.
Well, that I can. And if you're out there, you do a lot of driving, as a sales rep. Connect to your car. That's the other advantage of having Bluetooth. So what you want to do out there, people, is certainly read a lot of reviews of different products out there. What you're also going to want to make sure is kind of find out what the priority is to you. If clarity is most important, then go with one that certainly has the best clarity. Dependability, if you would rather have that, or battery life. There's the Sennheiser, Leitner, Plantronics, and Impel brands all offer a range of prices. Don't just go out there and just splurge because of what the salesman says necessarily, but do a little bit of research with it. See how it integrates with software that you have, your phone that you have, and that's the thing, is find some of those brands that are going to work best for you and your phone.
Absolutely, yeah. Just like you're doing your sales homework, do your headset homework too.
Right now, what's the brand of headphone you're using?
Plantronics and
Sennheiser.
So
you're using both of those.
Sennheiser's probably going to be my number one. No offense.
Right.
And then the other one's going to be number two. And the simple reason why is the battery life.
Plantronics.
Yeah, the synthesizer is about a $400 headset though.
Sennheiser.
But thank you. But it integrates with everything very well.
Yeah, and the Plantronics one's a pretty good one. It's like a kind of a low high end.
It's the next best option as far as affordability.
Okay.
Probably going to be $100 cheaper. Do the exact same thing.
Right.
You might have to throw it on the charger 1 or 2 times more. Well, I just say, I use both of them, but on product B here, I would say I throw it on the charger probably once every 2.5 hours, whereas my other one I can put on there every 3.5 to 4 hours.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. That keeps it charged, keeps it going.
Yeah.
You don't ever have any range problems or anything like that with
battery life too. Like, what is the expected battery life?
Right.
And be okay with turning on and off your headset in between long call sessions. And when I say long call sessions, anything other than 3 minutes, anything longer than 3 minutes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and that's my own personal
tip.
Yeah,
good tip.
Just to save battery life.
Well, you have to do that, and that's the thing is you never know when you're going to need that extra battery life, because you could end up on a very long client appointment, or you could end up on like you say, extra long phone call, and you just got to have that.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing's worth it. It's starting to beep and telling you that, out of battery. And
then you
gotta say, hang on, I'm switching my phones because my headset's dying.
Thank you for listening to episode 9 of Real Inside Sales Talk. We hope you enjoyed it. You can find Real Inside Sales Talk with Mark and Jason at realinsidesalestalk.com. You can download us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play.
Find us on YouTube at Real Inside Sales Talk. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ISA Talk. And find us on your web browser at www.realinsidesalestalk.com.
So, Mark, episode 9 has been a lot of fun. We've talked about what makes a great sales supervisor. We talked about some headsets that you should acquire, some considerations when you're getting ready to buy your headset. We want to give a shout out to Team Real Estate out there. Thank you again for sponsoring the show, Vulcan 7. You can find both at our website, realinsidesalestalk.com. Mark, take us home.
One of the things we want to talk about as well is why it's important to further your sales horizons. If you could sell one product and make $100,000 a year, what if you could sell another product to make $500,000 a year? How are you going to look into that? That's
a great thing.
Are you capable of even doing it?
Okay.
If you had to leave from selling one really good product to potentially taking a risk to double and triple your money selling another product, what would you look for, Jason?
See, next episode, choices. The choices salesmen have to make.
Choices, yeah. Is the grass always greener on the other side? Everything might look good, everything might sound good, but sometimes things are not the way that they appear.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to do is we're going to get your detector on for when that next opportunity might come along that might not be the greatest opportunity that you think. I appreciate everybody out there downloading. Thank you for your effort, for your work.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, folks. Keep downloading. Find us iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Facebook.com/ISA Talk, RealInsideSalesTalk.com. Thank you, folks. Have a great evening.